When you think of spring in Japan, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For pretty much everyone, it's that incredible sight of cherry blossoms in full bloom. It's just iconic. So let's dive into that beautiful scene.
And if you've ever seen them in person, you know exactly what this means. It's like this wave of soft pink just paints the whole city. And I don't know, it just fills you with this feeling of happiness. It's this simple, pure joy that everyone seems to share when spring finally arrives. But what if I told you there's another story happening right there, hidden inside those very same trees? Yeah, while we're all busy looking up at the petals, there's this whole other world buzzing with life in the branches. It's a secret story of energy and even survival that makes the whole picture even more amazing.
So that's what we're going to get into today. This incredible relationship, this perfect harmony between the sakura and the wild birds that show up every year. It really is like a beautiful spring duet.
Okay, so you've got to wonder, right? Why these trees? What makes sakura so special that they become this super popular hotspot for all kinds of birds? Well, it turns out a sakura tree isn't just nice to look at. It's basically a bustling, thriving hub of life. And really, it all comes down to two super basic things: food and shelter. Think about it. The sakura tree is like a 5-star, all-inclusive resort for birds. It's got a fantastic restaurant and a super safe place to crash. And get this, the menu at this restaurant actually changes as the season goes on. In early spring, you've got the nectar from the blossoms, which is like this high-energy power drink for them. A little later, some birds will even eat the flowers themselves. And then, to top it all off, as spring starts to fade, the tree serves up ripening cherries for a final feast. It literally provides food from the beginning of the season to the very end. But, and this is so important, it's not just about the food. Remember, spring is peak baby season for birds. So finding a safe spot to build a nest and raise a family is everything. And those dense sakura branches, they're the perfect hiding spot, offering amazing camouflage from predators. It's an absolutely irreplaceable, safe little neighborhood for new families. All right, so we know why the birds show up. Now for the fun part. Let's meet the cast. Who are the real stars of this whole springtime performance? Okay, if there is one bird you absolutely have to associate with cherry blossoms, it is this little guy right here, the mejiro, also known as the Japanese white-eye. They are, without a doubt, the headliners of this show. And you really can't miss them. They've got this beautiful, vivid green body and, of course, that unmistakable white ring around their eyes. You'll see them just zipping from flower to flower, drinking up all that nectar. Honestly, my favorite thing is when you spot one and its whole face is just covered in yellow pollen. You know it's had a good meal. That busy, cheerful energy they have, that is the feeling of spring. All right, moving on to our next guest. This one's another super common visitor, and it's got a ton of personality. It's the Hyodori, or the brown-eared bulbul. I kind of think of this one as the enthusiast. And you will definitely hear this one before you see it. It has this really loud, distinct hue call that just cuts through the air. And unlike the dainty little Meijiro, the Hyodori is not a picky eater. It's an omnivore with a serious appetite. We're talking nectar, insects, and sometimes it just rips off a whole flower and eats it. They definitely bring a lively, sometimes pretty noisy, vibe to the party. But hey, the guest list doesn't end there, not at all. The sakura tree plays host to a bunch of other familiar faces, and they all have their own special reason for being there. So, of course, you've got your everyday sparrow, the suzume, hopping around looking for bugs that are waking up for spring. Then you might spot its tsugumi, which is a type of thrush. It's a migratory bird, so it's just making a pit stop to fuel up on fruit before it continues its long trip north. And then you have the uguisu, the Japanese bush warbler. Now, this one's super shy, so you'll probably never see it, but you'll hear it. Its song is the sound that tells you spring is officially here. Okay, I bet at this point you're thinking, I have got to see this for myself, and you totally should. So let's talk about how you can actually go out and enjoy this incredible sight, and we'll go over a few tips for being a good, respectful bird watcher. First up, location. City parks are nice, but if you really want to see a wider variety of birds, try heading to more natural spots, like along riverbanks or in the mountains. And, oh yeah, timing is everything. You want to go either early in the morning or just as the sun is starting to set. That's when the birds are most active, out looking for their breakfast or dinner. Now, when you get there, a little bit of good etiquette goes a long, long way. The whole point is to watch them without bothering them, right?
So move slow, keep your voice down, and bring a pair of binoculars so you can get a great view from a distance. And a couple of really big ones, please never feed them and never, ever get close to a nest. Just remember, we're visitors in their house.
So yeah, it all really just boils down to this. Be patient, be respectful, and bring the right gear, like binoculars. The goal is simple. Have an amazing time for yourself while making sure you leave their world completely undisturbed.
Okay, so as we start to wrap things up, let's just zoom out for a second and think about the bigger picture here. Because this whole relationship between the sakura and the birds, it's so much more than just a pretty picture.
Here's the main thing to remember, that sakura tree is a cornerstone of its ecosystem. It's a life support system that can't be replaced, supporting so many different creatures. Yes, it's incredibly beautiful, but its role in nature is absolutely vital.
So the next time it's spring and you're out admiring the cherry blossoms, I want you to try something. Just stop for a minute, look a little closer into the branches, listen a little more carefully. What kind of stories are happening in that tree right in front of you? Who knows what kind of amazing encounters are just waiting for you to notice them? Because when you really understand this connection, you can't help but want to protect it. And it's our small actions, respecting their homes, helping to preserve these natural places. That's what ensures this beautiful, fragile spring duet can keep on playing for generations and generations to come.